Hey guys, welcome to another amazing week of unconventional designs. Today I'll be bringing you a new video and I trust you would enjoy it. Um, Last week we spoke about um, layout grids and how to use it across different screen sizes. So this week I'll be bringing you a video that helps you create a responsive a responsive navigation bar on websites or landing pages generally. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive straight into it. So today I'll be showing you how this was created from start to finish, and we'll be creating something just as good as this that would show you how you can easily create a responsive navigation bar from start to finish. No matter how you expand this guy, it retains its shape and all of that. So this is what you're going to know how to create today, and let's dive straight into it. Okay, so first, before this was created, these are like two different components, and we have our grid like we always mentioned. Our grid is just there like we learned last week. So this week let's get straight into what we already have down. So now I'll be creating this replica again so you can follow up as I am doing that. So first, if you remember what we mentioned last week, you can click on F to create a frame just like this, or you can just click on F to create a frame just like this. You get this. But when you create a frame, you come here to have your MacBook. So like we mentioned last week, we don't forget to use your grid, which is like I mentioned that I always like to use a 150 margin space. Like we mentioned again, I'm just taking you back to last week so you know the videos were brought to you accordingly, just so you don't forget what we learned last week. So our columns, we mentioned that the count is always 12 column grid, and our margin is 150 like I used to use. You can decide to use 120 if that works for you. You can decide to use 100, you can decide to use 70, but I think I always like my 150, and our gutter remains 20. So moving on to that, we are going to create our columns, our rows rather. Sorry, that was supposed to add this. So we're creating our columns, now our rows, and we're giving it auto and stretch and the margin of 0, and type is center. So we have this guy as 8 height, and gutter is also 0. So if you remember what we spoke about last week, so now since we already have all of this set, we're creating a navigation bar which will help us handle this properly. So we're creating a navigation bar of 120 of height 120, or we can decide to make it 150 if you like. But I think 120 is fine. So following our grid lines and all of that, you can see that it's still snapping to the grid. So first, what we do is we already have our logo on ground, which is the logo we used for this guy. So let me just have that out already. So this is our logo, just a random logo I came up with just for the sake of this tutorial. So we already have a new frame, which is, let's name it um, navigation bar, nav bar, and this guy is our logo. Let's name it logo. Also, so having said that, since we're following our columns, yeah, so this is our column here, so we have this guy. So I'm just going to copy this and put it in here, just as it is stated. So we're still following some of our columns here. So this is our logo directly on this part, and so all the text we'll be using as, we copy some of the text. We have home, price, and all of this. So we'll be creating ours now. This is, we have home, this is body text, and we have I think how it works. How it works. And let's click over here. And I think pricing of how much you pay to get the avatars, pricing, and I think we have contact, yeah, contact. So contact. So now our text is here, and we'll be changing the color to a proper color that fits for body text, and also the text width will be reduced to a regular, and our size is currently 20. Yeah, that's really not bad for navigation. Sometimes, depending on the font size, you might decide to use a 16. So I think that's about that, and we're giving it a margin of, let's say, 32 across the. So now we have that moved into our nav bar. So now you can see this is our entire nav bar. So now we're just going to create a button just like this sign up and login button. So we are going to be using a tutorial to create that. I'm going to create a video very soon on how to use auto layouts and all of that. So this is our sign up button. So we'll be clicking on Shift A to create a frame which will be naming button, and we'll be filling it up. That was giving it a color, and this is our auto layout panel, and I think I'll be explaining that in another video, not this, but currently we'll be giving this a padding of, this is side padding, and from the normal UX principle, UI principle, your side padding should be twice your vertical padding. Your horizontal padding is twice your vertical padding. So yeah, if we're saying we're giving this guy 32, meaning I'll be giving this our top guy 16. So fine. So we'll be giving this our button our auto radius. I said auto radius. We'll be giving this guy a corner radius rather. So we'll be adding a 16, and if we decide to make it a round button like we just did, we just have to shift that and give it a 150. So we're bringing this guy right in, and I know you'll be saying that the color is not yet there and all of that. Yes, you just need to give me some time to add that. So right away, let's add the color to it. So currently the color we have is this guy, and we'll be changing the color of the button text to white. So I think we are back to normal, right? So also we'll be creating a secondary button. What we have currently is a primary button. So we're creating a secondary button. This secondary button is like the outline button. I will be using a secondary action button. So we'll be making this guy, removing the fill to white. I'm giving it a stroke. If I give this a stroke now, I'll be having, I'm giving it the color of this, then making the stroke in the center, and also giving this text the blue color. Fine. So we're changing this text back to login, and adding this guy, giving it up to there, and giving it the spacing that we mentioned. So here right away you can see the difference between that. You can see that we already have the same stuff as we already looked at for. So now here is now okay, so we're going to make this guy the action processes. I'll just give it a definition, making it the action button. So let's give it a color, and let's go giving it the color. So when you know that you click on this, you have a color. Then give it a text width that's bigger than the rest. So when you know that when you click on it, you know it is active. So we currently have this as home, and we have how it works, pricing, contact us, and all of that. So now where we are actually going to today is the responsiveness. Right now, if you see if I do this guy now, my buttons are not moving the way they are supposed to move. They are just scattered and all of that. So I would let me take this back to the normal size. So what I'll be teaching you is how to make it responsive just like this. When you drag, it goes right and left like it should go. So right about now, let's check that out and see. So now first thing we'll do is we are going to section these guys into two different parts. It is the logo and the avatar are going to be on one side. So we're giving it auto layout, and we can also decide that this guy should be in the center if you want to be if you want to make it to be in the center, whereby we'll just decide that okay, this guy stays on the left, the avatar stays on the left. So there's something called constraint. I think we'll be talking about that also in another video. I think I'll be working on auto layout and constraints together in another video. So constraints, we'll be constraining this guy to the left, like we already have, and to the center, meaning that anytime we drag this guy, it remains on the left, and also in the center of this container. Also, we're going to make this guy center and also center. So anytime we drag this thing to this guy, we always have it in the center. And also this guy, we can decide to say we're having this guy on the right and this guy in the center. Then it's not done yet though. If you decide that you want to start, it won't work. Can you see that it didn't work? So now what we have to do is, now this container, this navigation bar container, this frame that is guarding these guys now is now what we need to work on, which is we will now give it its own constraint, which is left and right, meaning that when we drag left, when we drag right, it remains where it's supposed to be. Then we're given the center. So now I think we're done with that. So when we move this guy left and right, they all remain in the center. And when we move this guy left, it remains in the center. Can you see that? When we move this guy to the right and to the left, it remains in the center. When we move this guy to the left and the right, it remains in the center. Always in the center. Always in the center. So now let's just give it a little fill to make it just small touches to give our design a little touch. About so taking up to it full application. So we'll just go to yes, so and then this guy is kind of like so when we turn off our grids and have other things, I think we just made a little tweak to that. There are some navigations that stay on the left here, like we have here. Some navigations decide to stay on the left. This is another style I created in the video, which is you can decide to make your text remain in the center, just like this, and you can also still keep it to the left if that's fine by you, whereby you just change this guy to the left, and anytime you adjust it or decide to adjust it, just move this quickly to a little bit of left, so that anytime you tend to adjust it, it stays in the left, just like this guy stays to the left. I think guys this. So when you adjust from this side to it remains where it's supposed to remain, just like we have from our Figma video. So I think that's pretty much it for today. No long talks, just teaching you how to design a responsive navigation bar across every screen sizes. So if we decide to change this frame size to a desktop frame, can you see that it changes just excellently like we wanted? And if you decide to change this frame size to a 16 Pro laptop, it expands still the same way. Can you see that? It expands still the same way. And now I think you can always change to the top. So let me move this guy to the top now and say let me increase this guy to an Air Max. See, the screen size is kind of like small. The Mac Air M2 single resolution, that's on the side. If I change it back to 11, a Mac 14, see now, I don't even need to expand. If I change it to Mac 16, it expands just like that. It's really responsive, and desktop, it's so responsive, you don't need to do anything. The screen size is really the same, intact and fantastic. So that will be all for today's video, and next week I'll be bringing you new videos that would explain more about auto layout and constraint, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, tell your new designer friend, tell them to come and learn on unconventional designs. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till this time. Catch you in the next video. Thank you.